Namaste. Good afternoon. Today I'm reading Bhagavatam Purana, Chapter 0. Mahatmya means the glorification of. And this is not included in the original Srimad Bhagavatam. This is included in, I believe, Skandha, Uttara Kananda, Padma Purana. Padma Purana has this Mahatmya. It's basically advertising Srimad Bhagavatam. So, you'll be excited to listen to the book or read the book. Here we go. Namaste. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let me just check sounds. Sound testing. Sound test. Testing. Sound test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. This is passable. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. Panchamotyāyaha. Sutta uvaca. Vitaryo parate tena janani duita purusham gava chidatam dishitati puruhi hanishwe udutaya na chat iti tadvakya sanatra sajananiya tadvakya sanatra sajananiya putra duha kattah kupe patah kurto ratrau tana sa itanam katar kukalnosutil tayadral tam milgato yoga samsetitah na tuhakam na sukam dasya na pairi na pi vanantavah tunun tukari gurhatishtat panchapanuya batu burtah panchapanuya batu burtah antiugura kalmakaltanga cha tataposhana bimuthatih ekatanga kulata sedang setu pushananya philippusi pushananya philippusavah tadartam milgato kohat kamananto murutuyumas marana yatasatatashecha samhoratiya pitutam peshama punal gattah ta pyoyaja chat subhasatra nui pushanani kayananti cha bahubitachayam turashatava ratrau naryo pyacharayanu jauriyam karotyasao nityamato cha raja grahi shuyati vitutam hurutava punashajainam marayishyati nishichitam adulta kuputaye kudhamasama pihu kim na hanyate nihatyainam kurohitval tam yasyamo yatra kutra chet iti tan nishachayam kurtavar subhatam samambadhya rashmi pihu Pansham Kanutwe Itayasya Tanumurutiyo Mapachakratmuh Tanumurutiyo Mapachakramuh Devaritam Na Mamara Sao Chinanta Yukata Sutada Pavana Sorry. Tabatangangara Samuham Shitya Tabatangangara Samuham Shitya Tanamukhe Hi Pichikushwipuha Agnijavala Tituha Kena Agnijavala Tituha Kena Pyakolo Nitanam Kataha Tam Deham 무무줄 갈 때 브라야흐 사하시카흐 스트리야흐 나 진야담 따드라 하시얌 뚜 게나 비담 따타이반짱 로카이흐 버셔터 바다는디 스마 두람 야타흐 브리요히 나흐 아가미셔티 발쇼에스민은 비드달로파비깔슈이타흐 스트리놈 나이바투 비시바삼 두슈트남 가라야드 부타흐 비시바세 야흐 스티토 무터흐 사 투하카이흐 바리푸야떼 수타마얌 빠쪼 야삼 가미남 라사발타나무 호로다얌 구슈라타라팜 브리야흐 고나마 요쇼이타무 삼호르티야 sorry 삼호르티야 베데담타 야다흐 굴라트 바후팔터 굴라트 바후팔터르까 바후팔터르까흐 두눈두가리 바푸바타 마하느 브라타흐 국갈만타흐 바디아루 파타로 sorry 바디아루 파타로 니티암 타바느 다샤디 쇼는 따라무 시다 타파파리클리슈토 니라하라흐 비파시타흐 나 레페 샤라놈 그바피 하 다이베티 무훌바다느 기아트카레나 고칼노 모로탐 로카다 부티아타 아나탐탐 비디트바이바 가야시라드 타마치락 가야시라드 타마치 카라트 야스밈 스틸테 두 사미야티 따트라 시라드타 마발타야트 에밤 프라마느 사 고칼너흐 스바포람 사무페이바느 라트레오 그로항은 가누에 스바푸두마가 돌라코슈이타흐 파라이흐 Flu is flying out of my body everywhere. I mean, not everywhere. I hope. Sorry. I'm reading Sanskrit now. Tatra subutam sa pichinyaya tunutukari sivabanan tabama nishite daishayama sa maharaudrataram papuho 사커르는 마셔흐 사커르드 다스티 Sakura Chichan Mahisho Pavat Sakura Dinandrahu Sakura Chichan Ganihu Punashichan Purusho Pavat Pai Pari Tiamidam Durashadavan Kukalno Tairia Samiutahu Ayam Tulgatikahu Kopi Nishichitian Tan Tamaburavit Kukalno Uvanchan Kasadeva Mugra Taro Rataro Kuto Yato Dashami Mam Kim Pan Puratahu Pishancho Pan Rankasho Sositi Shamsan Nahu Sutan Uvanchan Evam Purushatasatadong. Then, sorry, like, I hope I didn't destroy a city, you know. Evam Purushatasatadong. Then, Rudodauchajayahu Punahu Ashakuto Pachanochajare Samchinyama Taram Chakaraha Taton Jalao Jalam Kurutava Kokalnosu Tamudi Rayat Tatu Seka de Gata Pa Posao Pravakutumu Pachakrame Pravakutumu Pachakrame Prantan Uvanchan Aham Prantan Devadi Yosumi Tununtukariti Namatahu Subaki Yenaivan Tushweno Brahmatavam Nashitam Mayam Kalmano Nasati Sangankya Me Mahajinyane Vimaltinahu Lokanam Himsakahu Soham Sutri Piltuha Kena Maritahu Atahu Pratatavama Panano Duldasham Jan Pahamyaham Pantanhareno Jivami Daivatina Palodayat Ahom Pananto Gurupasinanto Prantalmamashu Muchayam Kokalno Pachanam Shrutavan Tasamai Vakyamata Bravit Kokalno Uvanchan Kokal Devadaltam Tu Kayan Penundo Mayan Tatato Pitanatahu Tatakatam Naivan Mukutosi Mama Shechari Amidam Mahat Kaya Shrad Dhanana Mukutesha Chadupayo Na Parasudha Viha Kim Vitayam Mayan Puratam Tatatavam Pada Savisataramu Puratam Vancham Kaya Sharadha Shatena Pi Mukutilme Na Pavishyati Upayamaparam Kanchitatavam Vicharaya Samapratamu. Sorry, you know, I should read the whole. That's what I'll do. If I make such a mistake, I'll read the whole verse of the shloka, whichever verse it is. It's, you know, a shloka has 2 verses. This is the second verse of the shloka. So I'll read from here. I don't usually point, but for this one, I made a mistake. My fault. Here we go. Upayamaparam Kanchititavam Vicharaya Samapratam Iti Tadavakiyama Kalnuya Kokalno Pisamayam Katahu Shatashara de Talna Shatashara de Talna Mukatish Chata Santiam Mochanam Tava Idanim Tu Nijam Suthanama Tishatu Pratan Nilpayahu Devanu Mukati Santakam Kenchitan Charishuye Pichan Rianchan. I don't want to be softer. Sorry, I'm coaching myself. I'm doing, so I'm like trying to pay attention to myself while I'm trying to do this at the same time. Tunun tukari nijasatanam dena dishitasato katahu. Kokal na shichinin tayama satam rantirim na tadatiakat. Prantasutama katam turishutava lokaha puritya samagatahu. Tatusaivam katitam tena yajijang tam jang yatang visham. Bidavam so yogadishita shijang jinyanino brahmavadinahu. Tanamukudim naiva tapashyana tahu shansutara sanchayana. Tatahu saivaihu suryavakyam tanamukutau siddham pitam paramu. Kokalnohu siddhamam panam chakre suryavegasya vai tadone. Sorry. Hope I didn't destroy anything. I have to be non-violent, or else like I'm destroying things on the way. You don't want to do that. A soul did that 5,000 years ago. His name was Pimasan, I think. Now it's a she. Now he can't even be a he anymore. It's a she, and she goes to a lot of stuff. No old lady now. Pimasan was also Muhammad, if you believe in such a thing. I'll shut up now. Thank you. Tupiam namo jagatasa kushuinu puruhi me mukuti hetukama tachachurutavan turatahu suryahu suputamityapya pashata. Srimad Bhagavatam muktihu sabdaham panchanam kuru iti surya panchahu salvail dharmarupam tu vishrutamu salve pruvanu parayatadena kaitavyam sukaram dividamu. Kokalno nishichayam karatavan panchanartham pravartitahu. Tatra samshrapanolthaya dashagrama jijana yuyuhu Pangangavan. I'm gonna look this up after I finish with that verse. Pangangavan. Okay, never seen that before. Pangangavan은 타버르드 타마는다 시장 대비 바꾸셔야 pai. Sorry. Hope I didn't destroy a river, or hope there's no flood anywhere. The revelation, I have to be careful. Yao Shan himself said, every word you said will be held against you. What? You said what? F. At least I didn't say it out. Oh, you mean... Be careful. There's 3,000 years of hell for you. No, really? Oh, you said it again. You almost said it again. 6,000 years on top of 3,000. That doesn't sound like God. That sounds like the Punisher, like Satan. Okay, here we go. I had to find this. Never seen that spelling before. I think I'm right. So before I do it, so I'm going to test my own knowledge of Sanskrit. How much do you think I'm right the way I did it before looking up? I think I'm about 90% right. Okay, let's put it that way. Now let's look it up. So the verse and the subject in question is bang ba bang gu ba bang gu banen ta bang gu banen ta bang gu banen ta. That's my guess of this 3 characters, 3 syllables of the first word of Shloka 43, verse 2. So I'm going to just try to find 43 and go the other way. Is that it? No, one more. Bang gu bang. Was I right? Yes. So I am pretty knowledgeable in Sanskrit. If, you guys could give me. I could teach. No, I can't teach. I suck at teaching. What am I talking about? Teaching. Like babysitting. Teaching is like babysitting, intellectual babysitting. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to teach. Oh, do they want to teach you something? Sorry. Here we go. 43. I'm going to do the whole shloka because it's disrespectful at this point because I've been making jokes too on top of it. If Sanskrit does not understand what I'm saying, it knows what I'm saying. It's like a cat. I don't want to be punished on top of the worst karma ever in the whole universe that I'm carrying, I'm not even looking at the camera. Where's the camera? There's the camera. It's like, where's the camera? A true actor on this, on set, like while live, just wondering where the camera is. The camera's right in front of him. Where is the camera? It's like, wow, it's really convincing. Oh, he really doesn't know where the camera is. Are you serious? Is that a talent or practice? Like, no, it's called fate. Okay. Sorry. I guess I'm talking some truths about acting. That doesn't make sense. 남았을 때 따따라 삼시라바 널 타야 대샤그라마 제자나 유유흐 방은 그바는 다 부르듯 다 맞는다 시장 대비 바 바꾸셔야야 바이 사마자스투 마한자또 대바비스막 대바비스마 야까 라까흐 야더이번 사나마 스타야 고깔노 까타야트 까타무. Sorry. Gentle. 상 브라토피 따당을 야타흐 스타남 바샤는 니타스 따타흐 사브다그라는 티유땀 따따라 바샤트기 작가 무츠츠리땀 따따라 바샤트기 작가 무츠츠리땀. Gentle. The way you pronounce Sanskrit affects the world. Once you realize to what extent, then, the world may be in trouble. And Krishna himself says, God prefers the one who doesn't cause the world trouble. So, not moi, not me. 나는 몰라제 softer. 나는 몰라제 치드라마 비시여. 나는 몰라제 치드라마 비시야. 시라바널 탐 스티도 히양상. Patarubi Sititim Kaltumashakato Vamshama Vishat Vaishnavam Brahmanam Mukhyam Shrotaram Parikirpya Sahu Pratamasukanan Tattahu Sapurashatama Kyanam Tenujokarot Dinanante Rakushritan Gata Tada Chitram Vapuvaha Bhamshaikagara는 티포도 밤샤이카그라는 티페도 부드 사샤부담 바시야담 사담 드비디야흐니 따탕 사얌 드비디야그라는 티페다나무 드르디야흐니 따탕 사얌 드르디야그라는 티페다나무 에밤 사부다디나이시자에밤 사부다그라는 티페다나 사부다그라는 티비 페다나무 그렇드방 상 드바다샤스가는 타시설 드바다샤스가는 타시라바노트 브라타탐 자하오 디비아루 바타로 자타수투 라시 다 마마는 두이타흐 비다방상 카타시아모 무쿠투이 구는돌라는 비타흐 나나마 프라타람 사디오 고칼노미티 장브라비트 드바야함 모치토 마는토 그바양 브라타카시말라트 타니야 바가바티 발단 브라타피 비나시니 사부당 호피 따탕에 타니야흐 그르시노로가 팔라브라다흐 감은 바는데 살바바니 사부당 하시라바노에 스티테 마스마감 브랄라얌 사디아흐 가탕에 제얌 가르시어티 알드람 슈실감 라쿠 수투람 방금마나흐 깔마피흐 그릇다무 시라바놈 비다하트 방밤 방아바카흐 사미토 야통에 아스미는 바이 방아라테 발쇼에 수리 필베다 삼사디 아카타 시라바 아카타 시라비남 봄삼 디시팔람 자나마 길디타무 김 무하토 라코슈이테나 수포시투에나 발리야상에 하투르베나 샤리레나 슈카샹 스드라카탐 비나에 아세티스 담음팜 스나 유바드탐 마음사쇼노이탈레피타무 잘마바나드탐 둘가는탐 마드람 부드라 뿌리셔야우허 부드라 수리셔야우허 무드라 뿌리셔야우허 I'm gonna read the whole verse. 잘마바나드탐 둘가는탐 마드람 부드라 뿌리셔야우허. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. If I make like pronunciation mistake, then I should read the whole verse, at least. Not the whole thing, but The shloka has two verses, whichever verse it belongs to. Jana shoka pipanga tam roga manandira roga manandira ma turamu 두시부람 둘타람 두시땀 사도섬 구셔나 방응구라무 구셔나 방응구라무. Sorry, I said it twice. 그러미 비트 미드파 그러미 비트 미드 그러미 비드파 그러미 비트 비드 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 그러미 비드 바스마스 그러미 비드 바스마 삼진ኛ는 땀 샤리라미띠 발무이따무 아세티레나 스티람 깔마 구토얌 상하다야는나 히 야트 브라타흐 삼스거르땀 저는남 사얌 타제자 비나시아티 다디야라 사삼은 다디야라 사삼은 부시두에 다디야라 사사스 다디야라 사삼은 부시두에 가예 가 나마 니티아다 사부당 하시라바노를 놓게 사부당 하시라바노를 놓게 바라피아테 니카투에 하리흐 아또 도쇼니 브로 뜻이양 타메타데밤 히 상하타나무 부두부동 이방 도예슈 마셔강 이방 자는 두슈 정야는데 마라노 야이방 다탕 시라바노 발지땅 자드시양 슈슈가밤 샤시양 야트랑 그라는 TV 베타나무 그라는 TV 베타나무 제트람 기무 따당 제트다 그라는 티 바다흐 다탕 시라방트 피디한테 흐르다야 그라는 티시창 흐르다야 그라는 티시 치디하는데 흐르다야 그라는 티시 치디하는데 살바 샴샤양흐 고슈이하는데 장시야 깔마누이 사부당 하시라바누에 그르테 삼상하라 깔다 삼상하라 깔다마레 삼상하라 깔다마레 밤 삼상하라 깔다마레 파파라쿠슈라나 파투이 야시 One more. 삼상하라 깔다마레 삼상하라 깔다마레 파파라쿠슈라나 파투이 야시 가타 딜테 스티테 지트테 우크티레바 부타이흐 스무르타 에밤 부르바티 바이 다스미는 비마나마가 마트타다 바이코는 터바 시피리유크담 바이코는 터바 시피리유크담 Puradi Puti Manandolamu. Sorry. Puradi Puti. Puradi Puti Manandolamu. Salvation Vashiyatam Peje Bimanam Tununtuli Sutaha Bimane Vaishnavana Vikushuya Kokalno Vakyama Bravit Kokalno Uvacha Atraiva Bahavaha Sananti Shrotaro Mama Nimalaha Anitani Bimanani Na Teshwam Yugapatakotaha Shravanam Samapagana Tabesha Miha Turusyate Palapedaha Koto Jataha Prabhuvanantu Haripriyaha Haridasa Ujuha Shravanasya Vipedana Palapedotra Samsatitaha Shravanam tu Kurutam Salvaina Tathai Mananam Kurutamu Palapedasatato Janto Pajanadapi Manadam Sabudara Teramuposhioyeva. I'll say it one more. Sabudara Teramuposhioyeva Shuyoyeva Sabudara Teramuposhioyeva Puratena Shravanam Kurutamu Manana di Tatang Tena Sithira Chitete Kurutam Purushamu Adurutam Jan Hatam Chinyanam Pramadena Hatam Shurutamu Sanandigato Hi Hato Manandrau Vyagarachitato Hato Chapahu Avaishanavo Hato Desho Hatam Shiradathamapatra Shiradathamapatra Kamu Hatamashurutriye Tanamanaja Tanamanaja Haratam Tanamanaja Haratam Golamu. I said it right. I shouldn't have said it again. Vishavanso Guruvan Kieshu. You know, I want to take a little break, so I'm going to make this as an excuse to look this up. I'm pretty sure what I said was correct. So this is like basic, actually. And I'm still testing myself of my knowledge of Sanskrit. I predict that. I know that, you know, this is pronounced as Gia. Yeah, it looks like a Gia. Why am I looking up? Because I want to take a break. I'll read the whole shloka out of respect, but I need to take something. Grab, break now. Such a pig. Okay, sorry. Just a pig. Where's my food? He doesn't even eat food. He breeds food. Yes, food. So this is Gia. This is basic stuff. This is verse 75. Yeah, right there. Guru Vakya. So yeah, Guru Vakya. Now you know a little Sanskrit. If that looks like a Guru Va, then you're on your way to being enlightened. Anyway, here we go. Hatama Shrotriya Tanamana Jara Hatam Kulama Pishavanso Guruvan Kieshu Subasamina Dinatva Pavana Manodosha Jaya Shijaiva Katayam Dishijama Matiha Evamadi Gurutam Chatusya Titata Vai Shravanue Palama Punaha Shirabanante Saibesham Baikunun Tue Pasatil Turuvama Kokalna Tava Kobinundo Kolokam Ta Siati Sabayama Ebamukutuvan Yayuho Saibe Baikunun Tue Baikunun Tam Harikil Tanaha Shirabanue Masi Kokalnaha Katamu Tata Punaha Sabudara Terabatim Puyaha Shirabanam Taiha Kuratam Punaha Kata Sama Padao Yajijan Tam Shuru Yatam Tajijan Narada Bima Naiha Saha Pakatai Shijan Harinabi Bapuvaha Jaya Shabudang Namaha Shabudang Siddhatara Sanu Pahavasutadang Panjajanya Tibanim Chakre Harsho Titatara Savayam Hariha Kokalnam Tu Sama Lingungia Ka Sama, okay, I'll read the whole verse. Kokalnam Tu Sama Lingungia Karot Sivasadurasham Hariha. They're using this variations of the sounds g, gya, and gu, something like has to do with gu and its variations of the gu sound. Shrotururu nanyana kanashyamana pitakavashe yapa sasahu Kiri Twinahu Kurundalina Siddhatana Chakre Harihu Kushanat. Alright, let me just look it up because I don't want it to linger in my mind. So another knowledge, a testing of my knowledge of Sanskrit. This is pronounced as a Gya, and how hard is this level? Ungya Lingungya Ka Lingungya Karot Lingungya Sama Lingungya Karot Lingungya, that's what I'm looking at. Why am I looking at? How hard is this? A little harder than basic. A little before intermediate. It's not even intermediate, but it's not just basic though, because it involves the sound of the Y sound, yi, ya. So that's verse 81. I'm moving fast, which is nice. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, so I shouldn't have looked at it. Why am I looking it up? My body wants to take a break. What an excuse. Okay. Kokalnam tu sama lingungya karot sabasatara sham harihu shroturun nanyana kanashyamana Pitakaoshayapa sasahu Kiri Twinahu Kunundalina Siddhatana Chakre Harihu Kushonot Tadagrame Yesatitan Jivan Shivachanando Laja Yatatayahu Shivachanando Laja Tayahu Vimane Siddha Pitan Siddhapi Kukana Karapayana Tada Prashuitan Hariloke Te Yatra Kachachananti Yoginahu Dharma injury. Kukanoena Sa Kopalo Kolokam Kopavadala Pamo Tatang Shirabanotahu Purito Niriyayo Pakatapat Salahu Ayotya Bang Sinahu Pulbam Yatang Rameno Sangangatahu Tatang Kurushunuena de Nitang Kolokam Yogi Dulapamu Yatra Suryasyang Somasyang Siddhanam Na Katihu Kataya Tam Lokam Hi Katang Sudatu Shramad Bhagavata Shravat Srimad Bhagavata Shravat Puru Modiyan De Kim Palavanandam Mujujabalam Mujujubalam Palavanandam Mujujubalam Palavanandam Mujujubalam Sabutang Hayajinyana Katansu Sanchidamo Kalnuana Kokana Kata Kushoye Kokana Kata Kushore Yaihu Pi Dashijang De Kalpakatan Na Puyahu Oh, it's a two-line long word. It's gonna take me a while. Oh, sorry, I have to give proper respects to Sanskrit. Just such a, what the? Such a like. No, I was trying to liken it to stepping on a puddle, and I changed my mind because it should be treated holy. And such Satan. Satan is acting Satan again. Restrain him. No. Nothing but that. Restrain. Crucify. No, I mean restrain. You mean crucify? No. Restrain. Okay. Tambupaino Janadeha Shosho Sutapo Piru Kurai Chirakalasi Sanchitaiho. All in one breath, folks. So that's what. If you read somewhere, so it's in the. This is what I'm telling. What I'm going to tell you is in an ancient text somewhere. It's in some part of a Purana. It says even if you read, it might be Srimad Bhagavatam talking about itself. So it's a 5,000-year-old, saying. If you read even a quarter of a shloka. So it's like half a verse. Or a quarter of a verse or something like that. A quarter of a verse or a quarter of a shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll be liberated. Yeah. No effing wonder. Look at this word. It's 2 lines long. I mean, it doesn't count unless you finish the word, so of course you're gonna get liberated. Look at that word. You wanna liken it to Sudoku, perhaps, verbal Sudoku, actually. So I'm restraining myself from looking at how many verses there are, because I found out it's bad luck, and I found that out the hard way. So I can't even explain to you why it's bad luck, or it's disrespectful for sure. That's where it all stems from. And the more you get into Sanskrit, the more you realize you have to pay respects to Sanskrit itself. It's the language itself is already personified. You don't have to personify, it's already there. You just have to nudge it. It's like, hello, I'm speaking Sanskrit. It's like, who the heck are you? I mean, who the F are you speaking Sanskrit? Says Sanskrit. There you go. Yeah, if you read a quarter of a verse of a Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll be liberated. Yeah, the verse that you're talking about is 2 lines long. You just need to do a quarter of it. Yeah, but if you don't read the whole word, with the one word, it's just 2 lines long. It consists of about 30 syllables or so. You know, it doesn't count. So you have to read the whole thing, and then the quarter of it counts. Then it counts. But unless you read the whole word, it doesn't count. So obviously, if you read a quarter of a verse of a verse, whichever verse is referring to, it doesn't really specify. Must be specifying to one like this one. And this is not even part of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is an advertisement, an ancient advertisement, if you will, of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's like saying how great this Mr. Clean is. Cleans everything in your soul household. That's what it's doing. I'm not lying to you. If it sounds funny, I think the ancients were funnier than you are. They're funnier than you. Yeah, but you're not funny. Yeah, I don't count. I'm talking about the ancients. They were funnier than you, mother. Let's fight. They were funny. Fighting over who's funnier. That's when you know Earth has entered hell. It's like comedians fight over who's funny. Sorry. This is what I do when I have nothing else to know. I'm televising myself of doing what I do when there's nothing to do. And this is like, one of the better moments. Imagine my worst moments. Please fly. No, just kidding. Okay. Vātāma pupano no shanadeha shosho no isutapo pigu piru gurai shichiraka la se sanchitayu. Vātāma pupano shanadeha shosho no isutapo piru. Namaste. Vātāma pupano shanadeha shosho. Vātāma pupano shanadeha shosho no isutapo piru gurai shichiraka la sanchitayu. Okay. It's not that bad. Vātāma pupano shanadeha shosho no isutapo piru gurai shichiraka la sanchitayu. I almost laughed at that. I should just shut up and just do this. It's like there are some serious scholars here. Really? There are serious scholars listening to me. Like me, a pig. If they're listening to me, how are they gonna listen to people like Einstein? I'm just a pig. I eat Sanskrit. Vātāma pupano shanadeha shosho no isutapo piru. This is, I'll show you where I'm having trouble. And this also has to do with my thinking process. Think about that. The way you pronounce Sanskrit shows you how your brain thinks. Piru. So whatever I'm dealing with, that's part of it. Music just died too. It's very, very scary. Okay, music's back. Sorry, personal stuff. Yes, I'm listening to music while I do this. Otherwise, if you don't incorporate music, since we're living in the modern society, if you're not incorporating music, any sort of, I listen to Baroque music. If you go to my Spotify profile and my YouTube channel has my link to my Spotify. You'll see that most of it is, Baroque music, and that's what I listen to when I recite Sanskrit or do anything to do with Sanskrit. Otherwise, let me tell you this. Otherwise, reciting Sanskrit in this modern world is hell. So you must use music. It's a command. In the name of King Yahusha. So there. Like, why are you going to hell for it? Because I didn't listen to Satan. Ha Satan. He said that I should incorporate music because we're living in the modern society. Unless they don't have access, that's a different story. If you don't have access to music, then you're going to heaven in the next life anyway. So you're fine. When we're talking about like those who are like, who won't incorporate music with Sanskrit, and I'm not talking about other language, so you can't punish me. I'm just trying to be like a snake. Bhagavatam Bupalno Shanade Hashosho no Isetapo Piru Kurai Shijiraka Sanchitai. Almost there, almost there. I told you this is gonna take a while. And it's at the end of a chapter, so I don't even know how long the shlokas are. I'm at 87 right now. It could be like 287. Here we go. Yeah, like I said, this is a part that I'm having trouble with, and this reflects my brain thinking, the process of my brain thinking, which is not congruent with this reality, which means I'm thinking stuff that's not real. That's not cool, man. But like things like fear is what I'm talking about, because once you have negative feelings, and it makes up all sorts of other stuff, lies, makes it real, and if the world isn't real enough, these lies are trying to be real. Think about that. Yeah, it's same part. I'm gonna include this one. 피루그라이, 피루그라이, 피루그라이. 바다문 부파노 샤나데 하쇼쇼나 이스타포 피루그라이 시지라까 라산치타 다이흐 almost. 바다문 부파노 샤나데 하쇼쇼나 이스타포 피루그라이 시지라까 라산치타 다이흐. 요가인 시장 사미야는 디나담 가팀 바이 사부당 하가 타 샤라바누에노 사부당 하가 타 샤라바누에나 야는 디 야무 이티하 사미만 보노얌 샤는 도일리오피 무니 시바라흐 바타테 제트라쿠 따스토 브라흐마 나는 다파리 브라흐마 나는 다파리 부타흐. Last shloka. Akyanam etat paramam pavitram shrutam sakaradevai vida hedad vida heda kaukamu vida heda kaukamu Shiradite Pranayukudam Petarapati Ma Vahenan Nityam Petarapati Ma Vahenan Nityam Supata Punal Pavam Jam Iti Shri Padma Puranue Uttara Kanandue Srimad Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmye Gokalna Mukushabai Nonam Nama Panchamotyaya. Namaste. Thank you for bearing with me. So how long did that take? 90 verses of chapter 0. So I have this on full screen, so I don't know what's going on with so I'm not even watching myself. Hello, Jeff and Melania. Namaste. Very encouraging. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are doing well. So it took me 1 hour to do 90 verses of chapter 5 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 0, book 0, chapter 5. Mahatmya. It's not too bad. Yeah, I could see why anybody will recommend Srimad Bhagavatam over any other books if the condition is this. If you know Aryan Sanskrit, it doesn't count if you know modern Sanskrit. If you don't, it doesn't count if it's not Aryan, it does not count. If it's not Baroque, don't fix it. If it's not Aryan, your Sanskrit does not count. But if you do speak Aryan Sanskrit or recite, if you can recite Aryan Sanskrit, Srimad Bhagavatam is the best tool for your liberation, and that's also coming from me after having read. I think this is there may be one more chapter. This might be it. No, there's one more chapter. Yeah, this having read, the 6 chapters of 6 advertisements of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this advertisement can be found in the Padma Purana. And that's where it's taken from. This is not included in the original Srimad Bhagavatam. The book will not advertise itself, I don't think. So another book is advertising Srimad Bhagavatam on its behalf, and it's found in Padma Purana, And it's very much like any modern commercials you'll see or modern endorsements. I endorse Trump or I endorse, Harris, whoever I'm not choosing sides on. You can't punish me. Ha ha ha. I'm not getting political here. I'm not getting conspiracy here. I'm not getting political here. I need to heal. Otherwise, it's like, you're gonna have a $500,000 wedding and you have $12 to start with, and no loans either. That's. Here we go. $500,000 writing. Modern people don't do that, Jeremy. When are you from? Like 1980? Yes. Oh, 1980. Ha 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 ha. Funny people. 1980s people. Discourse 5. Sutta began again. His father having retired. Let me double check my setup. I don't have 2 monitors. Usually I work with 2 monitors. I can monitor myself. Mic test. Okay, working fine. Stream working fine. Okay, going back. What I mean by going back is switching screen. I know it's just click, click, or click. But I have to be dramatic. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Sutta began again. His father, having retired, Tuntukari severely beat his mother. What? Sorry, I can't. I have to take a little break now. So, this is also an ancient text, and there must be like meanings behind it. But it just hits you on the face to begin. What an advertisement strategy to get a soul's attention. It's like, pay attention, soul. It's like, ow, that really, really hurt. Why? It's like what is it? I'm not gonna give you all the details of this anime series, but I think it's called the Attack of Titans or something. Attack on Titan. And the first episode of the anime, that was like, that's, if you've seen it, like, that's kind of like, in the same league of it. This whatever I just read. It's not as brutal as the anime, but here we go. Sutta began again. His father having retired, Tuntukari severely beat his mother and threatened her, saying, "Tell me where the money." This book is something else. I am forced to take another 30-second break because I'm laughing too much. And once again, Satan is about to get his proper rings. He has eternal. I say he because Satan is not a human being. He's an eternal being, immortal being. which means he leaves a mark in the timeline of 42 trillion years. It comes, around. So if the whole timeline from beginning to the end is 0 to about 42 trillion years, he appears at around a 18 trillion year mark, somewhere around in there, 18, 19, 17, somewhere around there, for 10,000 years. And that's the first time an immortal appears. So in a way, Satan is like the first immortal. Is like you could call it the prototype God, if you will. First when humans began. When you humans began to have cars. When you humans began to have cars, the first cars weren't as pretty as what they are now. If you had to compare it, I mean, some people have different. No, the first car was the best, man. Whatever they're making now, like, have you gone to any of these car shows? you know, I haven't either, but just hearing about them, watching them on YouTube is enough for me. I'm like, wow, like, can I have a car as a friend who will walk with me to the park? You could drive there. Here we go. Sutta. I begin again. I'm not Sutta. Shri Sutta Namaha. It literally means I am not Sutta. Oh, dear, holy Lord Sutta, I am not you. I am not him. That's what you're saying when you say Shri Sutta Namaha. I am not Sutta. Sutta begin again, and you're saying that as a respect, and what that does in return, as a form of karma, because Sutta is such a pious soul, is that you become like him a little more, as a result of saying that I am not Sutta. A little bit like nano, like you get a dust of that, depending on how you say, how sincere you are, how much faith you have, and etc. But yeah, I usually get like a nano, blessing. Sutta began again. His father having retired, Tuntukari severely beat his mother and threatened her, saying, "Tell me where the money is, or else I will thrash you with the burning stick." Afraid of this threat and grieved by the ill treatment received from the son, the mother threw herself into a well at night and died of the fall. Established in union with God, Gokarna experienced no sorrow or joy. He had no enemy or friend and left on a pilgrimage. Tuntukari stayed in the house with 5 prostitutes. His understanding having been confounded by his anxiety to maintain them, he began to perpetrate the most heinous acts. One day, those unchaste women sought ornaments of him. With that end in view, he went out of the house blind with passion and forgetful of his death. Stealing money from here and there, he returned home and handed over to them costly garments and some gold ornaments. Seeing a collection of abundant riches, the women thought the same night, "This fellow commits burglary every day, hence the king will apprehend him. Then confiscating his wealth, the former will also certainly sentence him to death. Therefore, for the preservation of this wealth, why not secretly kill him? Disposing of him and appropriating the wealth, let us go wherever we like." Having resolved thus, they bound him tightly with cords, while asleep, and placing a noose round his neck, tried to strangle him. He did not die soon. Then they were filled with anxiety and actually put live coals into his mouth. Distressed with extreme agony caused by the flames, he expired. They consigned the dead body to a pit, as women are generally daring. This book is something else. Nobody could know of this clandestine act of theirs in its true colors. I told you this book is something else. Questioned by people, they gave out that, lured by greed of wealth, their paramour had gone to some distant place and will return within that year. A wise man, as a matter of fact, should under no circumstance repose trust in wicked women. The fool who relies on them is assailed by calamities. None is beloved of women whose speech is full of nectar and enhances the delight of the concupiscent, while their heart is piercing as the edge of a razor. Collecting the wealth, those unchaste women, having many a paramour, absconded, while Tuntukari took the form of a dreadful spirit as a result of his evil deeds. Spelling error. Assuming the form of a whirlwind and tormented by cold and sunshine, he ever ran hither and thither, going without any nourishment and remaining thirsty. Repeating the words, "Ah, goodness," he found no protection anywhere. After some time, Kokano learned from the people that he had died. Realizing how helpless the spirit was, Kokano performed the Shiraddha ceremony with respect to him at Gaya. I think I wasn't supposed to read the phrase before Kokano in that sentence. Nay, to whatever place of pilgrimage he repaired, he did Shiraddha there. Roaming about in this way, the sad Kokano returned to his own town. Unnoticed by others, he came to sleep at night in the courtyard of his own house. Coming to know that his kinsman was lying asleep there, Tuntukari revealed himself to him at midnight in a most frightful form. Now he appeared as a ram, now as an elephant, and again as a buffalo. Now he appeared in the form of Inandra, now as the god of fire, and again in a human form. Perceiving this inconsistent behavior, Gokaina concluded that he was somebody in an evil plight, and remaining firm, spoke to him. Gokaina said, "Why are you appearing in an exceedingly frightful form at night, and whence have you been reduced to this plight? Tell us whether you are some spirit or fiend or ogre." Sutta continued. Questioned by him thus at that moment, the spirit cried at the top of his voice again and again. Being unable to speak, he made gestures alone, it is said. Taking water in the hollow of his joined palms then, Gokaino threw it on him. Purged of his sin by being sprinkled with that water, the spirit began to speak. The spirit submitted. "I am your brother, Tuntukari by name. The status of a Brahmana was forfeited by me through my own fault. Numberless sins were committed by me, revolving in the plane of rank ignorance. I killed a man, and as such was tortured to death by women. Attaining the form of a spirit, in consequence of this, I am undergoing a miserable plight. As my sinful deeds are fructifying now, as ordained by Providence, I subsist on the air. O friend, O brother, ocean of compassion, redeem me soon." Hearing this appeal, Gokarna forthwith spoke to him as follows. Gokarna said, "Oblation has been made by me for your benefit in accordance with the scriptural ordinance at Gaya. It is a matter for great surprise to me how you have not been liberated in spite of that. If no redemption has been brought about through Shraddha at Gaya, there is no other remedy in this behalf, I am afraid. Point you out in detail, O Spirit, what should be done by me." The Spirit submitted. "My redemption will not be brought about even through hundreds of Shraddhas done at Gaya. Think you of some other remedy now." Gokannon was struck with wonder to hear that reply of his, and said, "If your redemption cannot be brought about through hundreds of Shraddhas, your liberation is impossible. Nevertheless, at present, O Spirit, stay in your abode free from fear." Pondering over this question, I shall do something conducive to your liberation. As instructed by him, Tuntukari departed thence to his own abode. Gokanno taxed his brain the whole night, but could not strike upon any expedient. Seeing him come, people called on him in the morning out of affection. He related all that had occurred the previous night, and how men of learning, those established in yoga, enlightened souls and exponents of Veda, even though they ransacked heaps of sacred books, did not see his liberation through any expedient. Thereupon, on the question of his liberation, the verdict of the Sun God was accorded the supreme place by all. Gokaino, they say, then arrested the movement of the Sun God. "Hail to you, O witness of the universe, tell me the means of release." Hearing this, the Sun God spoke distinctly from afar as follows. Mukti will follow from Srimad Bhagavatam. Give a reading to it in the course of a week. This pious exhortation of the Sun God was, as a matter of fact, clearly heard by all. All said, they should be pursued with diligence. It is so easy to accomplish. Making up his mind, Gokanno set himself to the task of expounding Srimad Bhagavatam. Men flock to that place from the different parts of the country, including the countryside, for the purpose of listening to an exposition of Srimad Bhagavata. They say the crippled, blind, aged, and dull-witted too arrive for the attenuation of their sin. There was a large concourse which caused wonder to the gods. The moment Gokarna ascended the seat and started expounding the story, the aforesaid spirit too arrived. Looking about for a seat, he saw there a bamboo with 7 joints standing erect. Entering the hollow at the base of the bamboo, he actually settled down there, hearing the exposition. Unable to remain fixed, gaseous as he was, he entered the bamboo. Taking a Brahmana, who is a votary of Lord Vishnu, to be the chief listener, the said Gokarna began to expound Srimad Bhagavata in an audible tone from book 1. So he didn't start from book 0. So this is really preparing me, because you know what? I'm going to read the whole thing in 7 days. And after that, we're entering Revelation. Look, I didn't say nothing. You mean you said something? No, nothing. I didn't say nothing. You mean you said something? You said, because you said you didn't say nothing. So you, taking a Brahmana, who was a votary of Lord Vishnu, to be the chief listener, the said Gokarna began to expound Srimad Bhagavata in an audible tone from book 1. At the close of the day, when the exposition was adjourned, they say a marvel took place. One of the joints of the bamboo cracked, while the good men present there looked on. On the second day at sunset, likewise the second joint burst open, and on the third at dusk, the third one similarly burst open. Having burst open in this way the 7 joints of the bamboo in 7 days, the spirit shed the form of a spectre through the hearing of the 12 skandhantas. He appeared in a divine form, dark brown like a cloud, clad in yellow, adorned with strings of tulasi beads, wearing a diadem, and decked with earrings. He presently greeted his brother, Gokarna, and addressed him as follows. Out of kindness, O brother, I have been rid by you of the little form of a spectre. Blessed is the exposition of Srimad Bhagavata, which drives away once for all the agony a spectre is heir to. And praiseworthy is a 7 days reading of Srimad Bhagavata, which bestows as its reward an abode in the realm of Sri Krishna. When a 7 days reading of Srimad Bhagavata is at hand, all the sins shudder to think that the contemplated exposition will bring about their dissolution of peace. As a fire consumes pieces of wood, whether moist or dry, small or big, so does a hearing of Srimad Bhagavata eradicate sin, whether recent or long-standing, minor or major, and perpetrated in thought, word, or deed. It has actually been declared by the wise in an assembly of the gods that the birth in this Bharatavarsha, I think it means earth, of men who fail to hear the story of Srimad Bhagavata is fruitless. If one does not get to hear an exposition of Srimad Bhagavata, did you feel that? Something popped. For like something good happened. Anyway, I'm gonna start from, sorry. I nano healed just now. I'm bragging about nano healing. What is nano healing? I'm like, healing by such a small increment that you can't even tell. It has actually been declared by the wise in an assembly of the gods that the birth in this Bharatavarsha of men who fail to hear the story of Srimad Bhagavata is fruitless. If one does not get to hear an exposition of Srimad Bhagavata, of what avail is this unstable body, maintained through excessive fondness, nourished well and made stronger? The body is supported on a column of bones held together by nerves and tendons, mortared with flesh and blood and covered all over with skin. It is full of bad smell, being a receptacle of urine and feces. It is afflicted with old age, sorrow, and metamorphosis. It is the home of diseases, frail, difficult to satisfy, hard to maintain, corrupt, faulty, and momentary. It has been characterized as having its finality in what goes by the name of worms, feces, and ashes. Why then should one not perform with this unstable body action leading to immortality? What permanence can possibly be ascribed to an organism nourished with the essence of a foodstuff, which, if it is stressed in the morning, gets rotten by the evening? Through the hearing of a 7 days exposition of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Hari is brought within one's reach. Hence the aforesaid indeed is the only means of driving away sins. Like bubbles appearing in water or mosquitoes among living beings, those who remain deprived of hearing an exposition of Srimad Bhagavata are born only to die. When the joints of a dry bamboo, a material substance, could be broken open through the hearing of such an exposition, what wonder then if the knot in the mind gets snapped? The aforesaid knot in the heart is broken, doubts of every kind get resolved, and past karma gets eliminated when the 7 days exposition of Srimad Bhagavata is heard. When the sacred water in the shape of such exposition, which is highly efficacious in washing off the stain occasioned by the mud of worldly life, gets treasured up in the mind, mukti is declared by the wise as ensured. And for the final beatitude, I should have just said final beatitude. Why am I saying mukti? I already read Sanskrit. I don't need to read Sanskrit again in English. It's like, I learned so much from reading Sanskrit in English, and I already know Sanskrit. No, it doesn't work that way. Final beatitude is declared by the wise as ensured. While the spirits speaking in this strain, they say they arrived on that occasion on an aerial car manned by denizens of Vaikunantha and invested with a dazzling halo. Tununtukari boarded the aerial car while everyone looked on. Beholding the attendants of Lord Vishnu in the aerial car, Gokarna spoke as follows. Gokarna submitted, on this very spot there are many sinless souls that have listened to my discourse. How is it that aerial cars have not been synchronously brought for them? It appears that all those assembled here have listened in an equal measure. How has disparity come about in the matter of reward? Explain this, O beloved servants of Shri Hari. The servants of Shri Hari replied, the disparity in the matter of reward here has come about on occasion of diversity in hearing the exposition. Though it has been heard by all, it has not been reflected upon in an equal degree. Therefore has this disparity resulted in the matter of reward in spite of their devotion, O bestower of honor. The exposition was heard by the spirit, while abstaining from food and drink for 7 nights together. Cogitation, etc. was also thoroughly done by him with the composed mind. Infructuous is spiritual wisdom which is not firmly rooted. Hearing of scriptures is marred through listlessness. Counsel which is received with a doubting mind is lost, and fruitless is the muttering of a sacred text done with the restless mind. Damn this attractive land destitute of devotees, food offered for the benefit of a departed ancestor, or relative to an unworthy recipient is lost. A gift made to one not versed in the Veda goes in vain, and a race which is devoid of good conduct is ruined. Faith in the words of a preceptor, the thought of one's wretchedness, the subjugation of one's mental aberrations, and unfaltering devotion to the hearing of Srimad Bhagavata. If these and other such virtues are accomplished, then alone is the hearing of Srimad Bhagavata efficacious. At the end of a second hearing, all will surely attain an abode in Vaikunantha. Lord Shri Krishna will personally take you, O Gokarna, to Goloka. Saying so, they all ascended to Vaikunantha, chanting in a chorus the names and praises of Shri Hari. In the month of Shravana, Gokarna gave an exposition of Srimad Bhagavata according to the same procedure in the course of a week once more, and they heard it again. Now hear, O Narada, what happened at the end of the exposition. Shri Hari appeared, they say, along with his devotees in a number of aerial cars. Shouts of triumph and greetings issued from many lips on that occasion. Out of delight, Shri Hari himself blew his conch, Panchajanya, on that spot, and closely embracing Gokarna, Shri Hari gave him a form similar to his own. Shri Hari likewise instantly transformed other hearers into divine personages, dark brown of hue, clad in yellow silk, decked with the diadem and a pair of earrings. Living beings that were present in that village, including dogs and men belonging to the pariah class, they too were given a seat in the aerial cars by the grace of Gokarna on the occasion. They were transferred to the realm of Shri Hari, the destination of yogis. Delighted to hear the exposition of Srimad Bhagavata, the aforesaid Shri Krishna who is fond of his devotees, ascended with Gokalna to his divine realm, Goloka, dear to cowherds. As the residents of Ayodhya accompanied Shri Rama in the former days, so were they transplanted to Goloka, which is difficult for the yogis to attain. By only hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, they actually reach that realm, which is ever beyond the reach of the sun, the moon, and the Siddharthas. What shall we tell you on this occasion about the glorious rewards that are earned by hearing the stories forming part of Srimad Bhagavata according to the procedure of a 7-day sacrificial session? Those by whom a single letter of the exposition given by Gokarna was drunk with their ears no more return to a mother's womb. People undoubtedly attain by hearing a 7 days exposition of Srimad Bhagavata that destiny which people cannot attain by living on the air, water, or dry leaves, and emaciating the body through severe austerities practiced for long periods of time and yogic practices. Staying in Chitrakuta, the great sage Shananduilya to read out this secret story while immersed in the bliss of oneness with Brahma. Her even once this most secret story bids fair to burn one's whole mass of sins. If read on the occasion of a Shraddha, it brings satiation to the mains, and if read carefully every day, it leads to cessation of rebirth. Thus ends the fifth discourse entitled A Description of Gokarna's Liberation, forming part of the glory of Srimad Bhagavata in the Uttara Kananda of the glorious Padma Purana. It's Purana, not Purana. Purana is spelled differently. This is Sanskrit, not gibberish. Sorry. Yeah, so next one, now I'm able to figure out how many verses, how many shlokas there are. Next and final chapter of Mahatmya, and then after that I'm probably gonna do 14 hours a day of reading Sanskrit every day. I did a 10-hour reading of Garuda Purana not too long ago. I think probably like less than a month ago. I'm gonna do like every single day, like 14 hours of reading Sanskrit every single day for 7 days. That's coming up pretty soon. And after that, the old world is finished. Like whatever thinking modes, whatever lifestyles was, nothing. It will be as if nothing is relevant anymore. Period. After that. And is it because my reading is so powerful? No. I'm only a reflection of you. Which means this realm is doing something so drastic. But what I'm trying to say is that I think eventually Jupiter had to disintegrate by being collided with another planet or something, like another star, something. Or the moon around Jupiter. Something had to, like, there was a phase where Jupiter, became, instead of a solid planet, it became like a gaseous, liquid and gaseous planet. You couldn't stop that process even if you tried. So, my reading Sanskrit has, even if my effort seems severe, like if I'm putting a lot of effort or not, it doesn't really matter as long as the Sanskrit gets out. Because the phenomenon of Aryan Sanskrit coming out of my mouth, the very phenomena of that is equal to, Jupiter colliding with another planet to become a liquid and gaseous planet. But I don't know too much about astronomy. I know there was a phenomenon which only happens like every thousands of years. Just happened not too long ago, like 20 years ago or so. But okay, so next time is chapter 6 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Or yeah. Can I do more Sanskrit right now? I want to check if I have the strength left in me to do another maybe half an hour more Sanskrit, or should I just quit right now? I want to do more. So that, okay, that's the side. I want to do more. Hello, Mr. Chandumer, Mrs. Ms. Sorry, I just said Chandumer. Your comment is making me smile. It says, "Oh, the humor of this book." Yeah, it's not as like as brutal as that anime, called Attack on Titan, but it gets you in the guts, man. Like, you know what the book is talking about. That's it's relevant to your everyday life, and it's talking about like crazy stuff. So you're like, holy crap. Okay, so I've gone for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and all the I'm not gonna take any break. So yeah, I could do half an hour more. I try to do 45 minutes more since I'm taking so much break. 2 hours of reading Sanskrit and English is pretty good for me. Oh, by the way, so when I'm doing the 7 day reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be 14 hours of reading Sanskrit every day for 7 days, I will not read the translation. I will read the translation after I'm done after the 7 days. And what I'll do is, I'll read the English part first. I'll be nice. I'll read the English and then I'll read the Sanskrit of that chapter. I'll do one chapter a day after reading the entire thing in 7 days, which will, once again, it will take me 14 hours a day. Every single day. I'll be the only thing that I'll do for 7 days. I will not even use the restroom. That's how serious I am. I will use the restroom. I'm just trying to present to you the seriousness of the matter of reading Sanskrit for 14 hours a day for 7 days, which book guarantees liberation. It doesn't even say if you say it falsely or mispronounce. It just says if you read it. So I'm just going by that, and my pronunciation is at least 80% accurate. So, you know. And Sanskrit is not a digital language. If it were a digital language, the 80% would be, it's like saying, oh, you made a computer program that is only 80% accurate. Like, how did that work out for you? Did that program work really 80% of it, or did it not work at all? Did you go bankrupt because your program? That's Sanskrit is not like that. Sanskrit is very motherly. So if you make a mistake, it compensates to an extent. There's love there in the language. That's the difference between Sanskrit and a computer language. So when I say I'm 80% accurate, some people should be really, really, really scared. Like, I'm talking about good people. And if these good people will be really, 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 really scared of the fact that, hey, this guy speaks 80% Aryan Sanskrit correctly, then what of the wicked? Anyway. That was enough break. So yeah, let me switch my. I have to be careful. Like, things that come out of my mouth. I mean, who causes the most? Who has the capacity to cause the most trouble? It's a child. Why is that? The child doesn't know. So how do you protect something from somebody who doesn't know what he's doing? He's still destroying everything, and he doesn't know he's destroying everything. That's a serious enemy. You mean dear God, Satan is enemies with babies? Really? I love babies. I promised 10 babies for my wife. Anyway, That's just me though, you know. No, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But that stuff that come out of things that come out of my mouth. All right, so what should I do now? Well, what did I advertise here? I said I was gonna do Upanishads. I'm gonna do Upanishads because Upanishads are really, really good for you. If you don't know how to act in this world, Upanishads will at least let you act the way you're supposed to act until you figure it out, you know, how you're supposed to think. So really, here we go. Let me switch to Sanskrit studies. Upanishad. And I already did. I make a? You know what? I need to make a note for my last. I forgot to do it, so I'm gonna just switch to this just to make sure for next time I remember. So what I'm doing is, yeah, at least I know that I'm not at the right place. So I'll find. It's not that hard to find. The better my health is, the more I'm remembering things. The more I'm memorizing things. You know, like paying attention to detail takes a lot of memory power. Okay, so Upanishads. I remember. See, I memorize certain things. My memory is improving. So I remember that I was gonna do Mununda Kopanishad. Mununda Kopanishad. Mununda Kopanishad. So that's what we're gonna do. It's on page 141. And it's a Munundaka Upanishad in English. I'm not gonna look at how long this is, but I'm gonna read the whole thing. And if it takes me 2 hours, so be it. I don't care anymore. How come? How come you don't care anymore? How come I don't care anymore? Because I have my... Okay, namaste. Brahma Devanam Pratamaha Samba Puva Vishvasya Kaltana Puvanasya Koputana Sa Brahma Vidyam Sava Vidyam Pratishita Matavaya Sava Vidyam Pratishita Matavaya Jeshita Putraya Praha. Still gotta be Jano. Atabanue Yam Brahmadetta Brahmalta Brahmaltal Brahmatalvan Tam Prabhajangangire Brahmavidyam Sa Paradvajaya Satyavahaya Praha Paradvajongangira Paradvajongangi Paradvajongangira. Darn my injury. Paradvajongangira se Barabaram Shamnako Ha Boy Mahashalongangirasam Mahashalongangirasam Vitiva Dupa Sananahu Baprajichon Kasaminu Pagavo Bijinyate Savamidam Bijinyatam Pavati Tasumai San Hovanjan Devin Video Peditavio Iti Han Suma Yadu Brahma Bido Padananti Paran Jaivan Paran Jan Tatra Paran Ragavedo 야줄베다흐 사마베도 탈바베다흐 시쿠슈 가르보 비앙아까라남 니루크담 차는도 조티셔미티 사마베도 탈바베다흐 시쿠슈 가르보 비앙아까라남 니루크담 차는도 조티셔미티. Sorry, I thought I pronounced it wrong. 아타 바라 야경 다다쿠쇼라 다다쿠쇼라 마티카미야테 야트 다다드레 시야마그라 다다드레 시야마그라 히야마고트라 마발너 마자쿠슈허시로트람 야트 다다드레 시야마그라 히야마고트라 마발너 마자쿠슈시로트람. This is really hard. So this is when I am forced to take a break because I think it's because I read like 1 hour of Srimad Bhagavatam in Sanskrit. My brain is falling apart a little bit. I need to reassemble my brain. So give me, I'm forced to take a little break. I am so sorry. Yeah, where's my break button? Panic button. Panic. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna reassemble my brain and then, continue from my verse 6 of this Mukkunanda Upanishad in English and Munanda Upanishad in Sanskrit. Okay, I'll be back. It's 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. I really needed that. Alright, so I'll finish the whole thing now. You know what? I'm gonna sacrifice my sacrifice. I'm gonna sacrifice my sacrifice. I will look up how long this thing is. Because if I don't get the blessings, I don't care that much about blessings. Take that, blessings. I just want to get it done. Because still blessings attached to getting it done. Still getting something. But I don't want more than I I don't want to be too greedy about how much blessings I'm going to get from this. It's not that long. So yeah, it'll take me about 20 minutes to recite the entire Sanskrit from where I was, which is here somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna read from here. I think that's where I left it off anyway, because I read this. I remember reading that. Okay, here we go. 야뜨 다다드레 시야마그라 히야마고트라 마발노 마짜쿠슈 허스로트람 다다드레 시야마그라 히야마고트라 마발노마 다드드레 시야마그라 히야마고트라 마발노짝 다다드레 시야마그라 히야마고트라 마발노짝 마발노마 다다드레 시야마그라 히야마고트라 마발노마 짜쿠슈 허슈로트람 다다빠 누이빠 다무 니티암 비품 살바가땀 수수 그시맘 다다비아얌 야드 부다요님 빠리빠시아는 티라흐 야톨누나 피흐 스르자떼 그르흐너떼 저 여통에 보르티비앙 모셔타야흐 삼파바는 띠 여통에 사타흐 보르셔드 가셰 게샤 보르셔드 게샤로마니 तथाकुशरात संभावी भवत तथाकुशरात संभावती हाँ पेशवाम. By the way, though my pronunciation is at least 80% accurate, I don't want to go analyze myself further than that. So if I happen to be higher than that, then I'm not responsible for giving you the wrong information. Don't punish me. You know, when you complain to if you're trying to escape from a bad deed and complain to God saying that like, oh, he told us the wrong accuracy. He was actually like almost 100% correct in Sanskrit pronunciation, but he told us 80%, so we couldn't take him seriously. So I'm just letting you know, like I hope you get my point here. Just don't complain to God. That's what I'm saying regarding my pronunciation of Sanskrit. Because that's like something else, complaining to God about my pronunciation of Sanskrit. Like I never heard that before. Like I've seen evil people do evil things, but evil people talking to God about like, hey, his Sanskrit, his information about his own Sanskrit wasn't accurate. It was almost like 90% or above correct, and he told us he's only 80% correct. So that's misinformation, and therefore I couldn't repent the way I wanted to because of him. That's something else. Okay, here we go. 야톨노나 피흐 스르자떼 그르흐너떼 저 여탕을 보르티비아 모셔타야흐 삼파바는띠 여탕을 사타흐 보르셔드 게샬로마니 तथाकुशरात संभावती हाँ पेशवाम. Yeah, of course I'm not flowing yet, but as long as I get whichever try you take, as long as it's not considered too disrespectful to Sanskrit, because that's the subject that at hand, subject that matter is Sanskrit. If I'm not disrespecting Sanskrit, if you mispronounce it, then you made a mistake. Sanskrit is not Hitler. It's not it's more generous than a computer program for sure. A computer program, if you're 80% accurate in a computer program, once again the program is gibberish. With Sanskrit, it compensates. Love compensates for your mistakes. So however, how many times ever, as long as you say correctly once, that's like you did your job kind of thing. You know what I'm saying here? So that in that sense, that's why I said I'm 80% accurate. So how many ever tries it takes me, but as long as I'm getting it right at least once out of say like 6 tries, as long as I'm hitting it counts within the 80%. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like, and I think trick skateboarding, street skateboarding, they try to land, like, say, a kickflip down like 12 steps upstairs. I know it sounds crazy. Anyway, they do this. They kickflip a skateboard in the air while going down 12 steps upstairs, and it's, to some people, it's like, to some skateboarders, and usually these are professional or not, they're like, oh, it's nothing. It's like, really? It's nothing? It's like, it's nothing. So, what was my point? Skateboarding is so hypnotic. Oh yeah, so Sanskrit is just like that. As long as you do it, then sometimes it takes them more than one try. Sometimes it takes them like 17 tries, or even more. And depending on how amateur or pro the skater is, or his skill level is, whatever. Sometimes it might take him 100 tries. It takes him 100, but once he gets that one, it counts. It counts. He did it. So that's similar to the way you pronounce Sanskrit. As long as you say it right just once, that counts. So, similar things at work here in Sanskrit. That works in skateboarding. As long as you get it once, it counts. So, and from that sense, I'm 80% accurate in my pronunciation. Okay, here we go. Tapasan jiyate brahma tato는 nama pijayate 아는 나 뜻바라누어 마나흐 사티얌 로카흐 갈마수 자모르타무 야흐 살바지냐흐 살바비드 야시야 지냐 나마얌 타파흐 다스마 데타드 브라흐마 나마 루파마는 남자 야트. Oh yeah, if you don't want to do yoga, you could do skateboarding. It's approved by me. 따뜻 사티암 마는드레슈 갈마누이 까바요 야니아파시암 스타니 드로타얌 바후타 삼타타니. I'm sorry, thought it was a different verse. 다냐 짜라타 니아탐 사티아카마 에슈 바흐 바는타흐 수크르타시아 로케 연당 르라야테 히알지흐 사미드테 아비아바하네 다다지아파가 바는타르 타레노 다다지아파가 바는타레노 후디 다다자파가 바는 딸에는 후디흐 바라티바다야제 체라드 타양에 후다는. I should be more general. Sorry, town. I destroyed a town. It's a small town. No, it doesn't matter. small town. As if it matters. As long as there's at least one person living there, that's why God doesn't destroy anybody with at least one holy person living there, unless he moved in, like Lot and his family. Nyasiyagani hotarama darshana about Nyasiyagani hotarama darshana. This whole thing is one word, except that ja at the end. That whole thing is all. It means I need to take a break. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just go with the flow. If the word is an army looking to devour your life, I'll just take a break from that army. And then I'll eat up those words of soldiers of words. Once you say they're gone, they're liberated. So they're like, oh wow, thank you for liberating me. Are you Arjuna from 5,000 years ago? Remember me? You shot me with an arrow. I was one of the 18 million people you killed in 18 days with bows and arrows. 무절복 강하는 두이바. Do you remember me? You plucked my head off my body like plucking a grape off the tree, and that's from Mahabharata. This is not my words. This is from Mahabharata. Plucking a grape from a grape tree. Out of the many grapes you plucked that day, 18 million people in 18 days. With a bow and arrows. Gan and Duiba, and that was his bow. And celestial arrows that formed out of thin air. Think about that. That was 5,000 years ago. That technology does not exist as far as I know. Not anymore. Okay, I've taken enough break. Yasya gani hotera madashana paulno. Yasya gani hotera madashano dashama. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno ma samachacha tulmasya na grayano matiti valjitam. Yasya gani hotera madasha paulno. So this reflects my, I keep making the same mistake, and I've made the same mistake for the last 15 hours. That reflects my erroneous thinking process in my brain. So once I get it right, a brain pathway is created that promotes serotonin rather than, the negative kind. That's why Sanskrit is important for you, but it's because it opens up your brain pathways for your positive chemicals to enter different parts of the brain. So it brightens it, so your brain is full of light. If your if your mind is full of darkness, how much darkness is the whole body? Something like that. That's what Yahusha, Jesus said. Yasya gani hotera madashama. Yasya gani hotera madashama. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulnama samachacha tulma siyama natmana yana matiti valjitam. And the thing is, it's not just my thinking process. It's people who are thinking the same thinkings. Whoever's thinking this is all connected. So once I change that, I'm not just changing myself, I'm taking a portion with me. And since I'm doing this, online, it's like more than that now. Even more so. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno ma samachacha. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno ma samacha tulma. Yasya gani hotera madashama. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno ma samacha tulma siyamana karmana grayano matiti valjitam. Alright, so this will be the last thing I do. I'm not gonna do any other studies besides finishing this. It's gonna take me a long, long time. And if you're leaving, it was nice meeting you. Yasya gani hotera madashama paulno ma samacha tulma siyamana grayano matiti valjitam. Yasya Gani Hotara Shama Power Nama Samacha Turma Siamana Garayana Matiti Vajita Yasya Gani Hotara Shama Power Nama Samacha Yasya Gani Hotara Shama Power Nama Samacha Turma Siamana Garayana Matiti Vajitam Cha Hotama Vaishava Deva Mabitina Hutama Sabutamam Samam Satasya Hutama Sabutamam Satasya Lokana Hinasati Karali Jan Manojava Jan Sulohita Yang Jan Sutu Murabalno Supulingini Vishivaruti Ja Devi Lela Yamana Iti Sabuta Jihava modernized spelling. This irks me. Sorry, I'm trying to point it. The Huvan is spelled like so modern, and it's not. I'm trying to point at it, and God is not letting me point at it. Think about that for a second. Satan, you're being prideful. You having knowledge of Sanskrit is enough. Now shut the fuck up and do your job. Recite. Okay, sorry God. I said shut the fuck up. Satan. Adeshu. Yashijanate Pranajamaneshu Yatanaga. I have to take a little break. The things that come out of my mouth. I'm just gonna say thank you, YouTube, for forgiving me. In the name of King Yaoshao, please. Amen. Namaste. At that shoe, Yashicha. Why couldn't Satan save the earth? Every time he's trying to recite Sanskrit, which is his primary tool for changing the world, he will start laughing. He kept on laughing until the world crumbled to destruction. I have to get through. Sorry. You can't hurt me. You cannot hurt me, laughter. Oh, yes, we can. Really? You can't hurt me? Yeah, it's gonna prevent me from reciting Sanskrit. That's what it's gonna do. So it's my enemy now, so I have to do this. Watch this. Laughter. In the name of King Yaoshan, please help me recite the Sanskrit without. Laughter is okay as long as it doesn't get in the way. You know, I hope King Yaoshan knows what I'm trying to say. I love laughter. I don't have to say anything. Help. Thank you. Just King Yaoshan said, be excellent to each other. And he agrees. So, thank you, God. God is Yaoshan, and Yaoshan is the real name for Jesus. God is Jesus. At least in this age, this realm, for like 500,000 years or so, something like that. That's a really long time, you know. Yeah. So you might want to invest in Yaoshan. That's his real name. Yeah, if you want to say Jesus, that's fine with me. I don't care about it. You might want to invest in Yaoshan a little bit. He's ruling for like 500,000 years or something like that. 500,000 years. Imagine going to hell for 500,000 years. Think about it. It's like, I don't know, he's the king for 500,000 years. You better say like at least hi, you know. 500,000 years is a long time to mess with him. Okay, here we go. Namaste. Ratenshu Yashijarate Prajamaneshu Yatakalam Jahatayo Yadadayanu Yadadayanu Tam Nayanan Tietahu Suryasya Rashimayo Yatran Devanam Patire Kotiva Sahu Ehihiti Dama Hutayahu Suvalchasahu Suryasya Rashimi Pirya Jamanam Bahananti Puriyam Bajama Pivan Diol Jayanantia Bajama Pivadanan Diol Puriyam Bajama Pivadanan Diol. That's another part of my brain thinking process which is not congruent with my reality. And that's why you study Sanskrit. Or that's one of the main reasons. Your brain has to think better. Priyam Bajama Pivadanan Diol Jayanan Diang Bajama Pivadanan Diol Pacha Bajama Pivadanan Diol Jayanan Diang Priyam Bajama Pivadanan Diol Jayanan Diang Esho Bahu Punuyahu Sakurato Brahmalokahu Blavan Hiate Adurutwo Yajinyaru Ban Ashirto Dashotu Kamabaram Ashirto Dashotu Kamabaram Gashotu Tamabaram Ashirto Dashotu Kara Dashoku Tamabaram. So that's another. I'm just kind of pointing out if there's experts here, that's where my thinking process is messed up. Because I'm making the same, it's not like I'm making, a normal mistake that I could correct right away. It's the same thing that I'm making over and over. Even if I see it right away, my tongue does not obey. Did I just rhyme? No, I didn't. Ashita Dashoku Tamabaram. Ashita Dashoku Tamabaram. Okay, I should say the whole verse. Blavan Yete Adurutfu Yajinyaru Ban Ashita Dashoku Tamabaram. Ashita Dashoku Tamabaram. Ashita Dashoku Tamabaram. Yeshu Karma. Etajachireyo Yepi Nanandi Yepi Nanandanan Uduo Jara Morodium Te Bonarevan Pi Yananti Avidian Yang Manantare Valtamana Sevayam Tira Panuduitam Anyamana Angankanyamana Pariyananti Muduo Anantenaiva Niyamana Yatanantai Avidyayam Bahutai Vaitamanam Vayam Gurutai Ityapimanyananti Balah Yatakalmino Na Pravedayananti Ragat Tenaturah Kushwino Lokan Shichian Vatyavanante Kushwino Lokan Shichian Banante Jiabanante Kushwino Lokan Shichiabanante Ishita Pultam Manyamana Parishatam Nanyachicheo Vedayanante Pramutuh Nakasya Purashatwe Te Sukurate Nuput Vemam Lokam Hinataram Pan Pishananti 딱바흐 시라드테 예 히우파 사는 띠아라 노예 샤는 땅 비드밤소 파이쿠슈야 짜리암 짜라는 따흐 수리아드바레노테 비라자흐 브라야는띠 야트라 무르따흐 사 부르슈 야비아야트마에 파리쿠슈요 로카는 깔마치타는 브라흐마노 릴베다마야는 나스티아 그르따흐 그르테나 야드비지냐날 탐사 구루메바 피가 쯔체트 구루메바 쯔체트 사미트파 누이흐 슈로트리암 브라흐마니시타무 sorry too dramatic underact okay under that's my 사 비드바 누파 사는 나야 삼야크 브라샤는 따치드다야 샤마는 비다야 드나 그샤람 부루샴 베다 사티암 프로바차 땅 따트트바토 브라하마 비디암 따트 사티암 야탕 수디 부다 드파 바카드 비스 폴링은가흐 사스라샤흐 브라파바는테 사루바흐 타타쿠쇼라드 비비탕흐 소미야 파바흐 브라자 야는테 따트라 자이바비 야는테 야는티 I should say the whole verse. Okay. 타타쿠쇼라드 비비탕흐 소미야 파바흐 브라자 야는테 따트라 자이바비 야는티 That's the deal. 디비오 히야물다흐 부르셔흐 상 바히야 피아는 따로 히야자흐 아프라누어 히야마나흐 슈프로 히야쿠셔라드 파라타흐 파라흐 에타스마 지자야테 프라노 마나흐 살베는드리야 누이짱 감 율지오티랑 파흐 프로티비 비셔바시앙 타리누이 아그닐물 타 자구슈슈이 자는드라 수리오 디샤흐 자는드라 okay, so I have to read the whole verse. That's a really good training. Ha Satan's Sanskrit school. 아그닐몰 탕 자구슈슈이 자는드라 수리아우 디샤흐 슈로트레 바그 비부르당 시장 베당흐 바유흐 브라노 호로다얌 베시바마시앙 바드피앙 보르티비 히에슈 살바푸 따는 따라트마에 다스마 다그니흐 사미토 야시양 수리아흐 소마드 발자니야 오셔타야흐 버티비앙 보마느 라타흐 신짜티 요슈이땅얌 바흐비흐 브라자흐 부르셔트 삼프라수 땅흐 다스마 드르자흐 사마 야줌 슈이 디쿠쇼 야진양 시장 살베 라타보 다쿠쇼이너 시장 삼바드 사라 시장 야자마나 시장 로카흐 소모 야트라 바바테 야트라 수리아흐 다스마 지장 대바에 바후타 삼프라수 다흐 사티앙 머누슈여흐 바샤보 바얌시 프라노파네오 브리히야바오 답바시장 시라드탕 사티암 브라후마짜리암 비티시장 사부당 브라노흐 브라파바는띠 다스마트 사부당 알지추 tasma sabutang altishuhu, samitahu, sabutang homahu, sabutang ime, lokan yeshu, charananti, purano, kuha, shayan, nihitahu, sabutang. Atahu, samudran, kirayashicha, sarvesama, siyanan, danante, sarvesama, siyanan, danante, sinan tabahu, salvarupahu, atashicha, salvan, oshotayo, rashashicha, yenaisho, hu, tishu tate, yanan taratama, Purusho Evadam Vishuvam Kaima Tapo Brahma Para Muratama Vadadio Veda Nihitam Kuhayam Sovidya Garanantim Vikiratiha Somya Abhiha Samnihitam Kuhacharam Nama Mahatpadamat Raitat Samarpitam Prajat, wow, I messed up. Okay, in that case, I will do the entire shloka. In case of a drastic mistake in the first pronunciation of a word, in case the mistake is so drastic, you're like, holy crap, I messed up. Like, I just went double pig on myself. I read the whole shloka instead of whatever verse it belongs to. That's what I'll do. Satan's Sanskrit school. I don't know how to write everything though. Sanskrit used to be an oral language, but they had neon signs in the ancient days written in Sanskrit. They called it celestial flakes. Celestial flags and banners. They existed. Neon flags and banners existed, but they were done by magic, not through electricity. Electricity is modern magic. The real magic existed up until 5,000 years ago. What happened was a war happened in Kurukshetra in India about 5,000 years ago. The war lasted for 18 days, and 1 billion people in the entire world, on the earth, came to India in Kurukshetra to fight. And the war, once again, lasted only 18 days. And the aftermath was so drastic that out of those 1 billion people, which were pretty much 95% or above of the entire population of the earth, after the war was over, after 18 days, before 18 days, you got 1 billion people. After 18 days, you had like 20,000 people left. It's either, the correct figure I remember is either 12,000 or 24,000. Somewhere there, So most, like 99% of the technology, ancient useful technology, have been lost, period. We don't have neon banners that don't need batteries anymore, but we used to have them, is my point. And these were assigned to pious people. So if you're pious, it actually showed in your lifestyle. I mean, it's hard to it would advertise itself for you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is a good guy, This is somebody who life respects, and like, just like every life is advertising him for you, So let me just, since I'm just using one monitor, I cannot monitor myself. Voice check, that's good. Still online. Sorry, it looks like my closet is open. It's just an open closet. I'm gonna try to face another way once I get my proper computer table or desk, whatever you call them now. And it's probably gonna face the kitchen. I'm a vegetarian, so there won't be anything hanging that's, Things that come out of my mouth. Here we go. I gotta finish this and I have to close off. I still have to chant. I still have to do yoga. So, my update about my healing. So I'm probably gonna end up scheduling myself like on a set, at a set time eventually. And because I figured out how to do my whole thing and make it fit my lifestyle, and so two things that I have to do during the day preferably before 9 p.m. 8 p.m. will be better, but before 9 p.m. is two things: Sanskrit reading, recitation, and chanting. The reason being is these are like talking. I'm talking. I'm using my mouth as an instrument, and that's exactly what it is. And I don't want to use my instrument, which I call my mouth, which I call an instrument, after 9 p.m. out of respect for people around me. So that's my thing. And then I could do yoga any time of the day. I'm not shouting. I'm not like jumping up and down. I mean, this is yoga. I'm not lifting heavy weights. I'm not like, you see what I'm saying here? I'm doing the exact opposite of what sports is when you do yoga. So I could do yoga. My point is that I could do yoga at 2 a.m. and nobody will effing care. So I should do it then. So that's my thing. So I'm gonna do ASMR and yoga at night. I'm gonna do reciting Sanskrit and chanting during the day, and preferably before 8 p.m. And that should work out good for everybody. The only problem now is since I started so late, it's gonna go. I'm gonna use up the entire 10 p.m. today. So once I figure that out, then I could schedule myself. Then I could say, hey, the first thing I'm gonna do in the morning is this. So I might as well schedule myself then, because there are only two things during the day and two things at night. So, reciting and chanting during the day, and yoga and ASMR, whispering at night, which fit, and they all fit. They like perfectly fit. These are sort of like eternally ordained, even before I was born. I'm just like being used as an instrument to tell you these things, because if I heal myself, which I'm getting closer and closer daily, weekly, not just weekly. If you compare my videos weekly, you'll see differences. The more I do it, the more I'm realizing I'm being a bad instrument. Is what I'm gonna, But nevertheless, and that's my point. Here we go. Bihu samnihitam guhacharam nama mahat pada matratat matraitat mahat pada matrait matrait mahat pada matraitat mahat pada matraitat samaipitam ejat prananimi shotjang ejat prananimi shotjang 야데따지잖아타 야데따지잖아타 사다사드 바라노염 바람 비지냐나드 야드바리 싫탐 브라자나무 almost missed that. Oh, make it bigger. 야달지마드 야다구 야다노 피오누어 장 야소미물루 로깡아 니히당 로키나 시정 따데따다크쇼람 브라흐마사 브라너스 따두 방은마나흐 따데따트사티암 따다모르탐 따드베드타비암 소미야 비드티 타눌그로히 드바우파 타눌그로히 드바우파니샤담 Mahasutram Sharam Yupasanishitam Samtayitam Ayamya Tadepagabatena Jatasa Lakushuyam Tadepakusharam Somya Viditi Pranavo Tanuho Sharo Hyatama Brahma Daralakushuya Mujiate Apuramate Tena Meditaviam Sharavat Tanamayo Pavet Yasminen Diao por TV Jan Darik Shomotam Manah Saha Prano Ishijang Saibai Tamevaikam Janata Atmanamania Pancho Vimunjata Morotasya Ishu Satuhu Aran Ivan Ratana Pao Hamsa Samhata Yatra Na Duyu Sa Ishoden Tashi Jarate Bahutan Jayamanahu Omitiavam Tia Yata Atmanam Savasati Baha Paraya Tamasaha Parasatanat Yaha Saivajinyaha Saivavid Yasyaisha Mahima Puvi Divya Brahmapura Yesha Biomunya Tama Pratishtui Taha Manomayaha Pranasharira Purana Shariranen Tang Pratishtui Tonen Pratishtui Tonen Horodayam Samnitayam Tadabijinyanena Paripashyanan Tira Nanandaru Pamamurutam Yadavipati Pidiate Horodayagura는 티시창 치디하는데 호르다야그라는 티시 치디하는데 살바 삼샤양 구슈이하는데 정시야 갈마누이 다스미는 들으셔도에 바라바레 sorry let me just check something let me make sure my stream is working okay yep okay 히라는 마에 바르 고셰 비라잠 브라흐마 지시칼라무 따체초프람 조티슈음 조티스타디아다 담마비도 비두흐 나 따트라 수리오 방티 나 자는드라타라감 네마 비디오도 파는티 고토야마그니흐 담메바 파는 따마누 파티 살밤 따시야 파사 살밤미담 비파티 브라흐마 마이다마무르담 브라스타드 브라흐마 파시짱드 브라흐마 다쿠슈이노시짜 쪼뜨따레노 다쿠슈이노시 쪼뜨따레노 아타시 졸트밤자 브라스르담 브라흐마 바이다 브라흐마 베다. Okay, I'm gonna read the whole verse. I made a fatal mistake. So-called fatal mistake. Satan talks about fatality. That's something else. Says a human being. 아타시 졸트밤 자 브라스르담 브라흐마 베담 브라흐마이 베담. I made the same mistake again. Bishivamidam Parishitamu. Yeah, definitely. Thinking process. It's not just my thinking process. Has a portion of the population of the world. Devon, Supalno, Sayujang, Sakangayang, Samanam, Parakosham, Parishasava Jangatam, Dayoraniyaha, Pipupalam, Sevant Vatatia Nashilanan Nananyo, Apijan Akashiti, Samane Purusho, Nimaguno ni Shayan, Shochati Muhyamanaha, Jushitam Yadan, Mashiatianyami Sham. Pashyatianyami shamasya mahima namiti pitashokaha Idam Pasyaha Pasyate Rugama Palnam Kalta Rami Sham Purusham Purahama Yogi Yonim Purahama Yonim Tada Bidavan Bunuyapa Pe Bituya Niranjanaha Paramam Samyamupaiti Brahno Hiesho Yaho Saivaputai Vipati Vijananu Vidavanam Bhavate Nativadi Atmakrido Atmaratiha Kriyavaneshu Brahma Vidam Parishitaha Anina Sapyasitapasaya Yeshu Atma Samyagujinyanena Brahmacharyena Nityamu Anantaha Sharire Jyotilmayo Hi Shupro Mayam Pashyananti Yatayaha Kushvina Doshaha Satyameva Jayate Satyameva Jayate Na Nurutam Satyena Panantai Pitato Devayanaha Yenara Mananti Ushoyo Yenara Mananti Uroshayo Hya Putaka Ma Yatra Tatasatya Paramam Nitanam Puruhachachang Tatitibya Machinantiarupam Sukashima Chichang Tatusu Kashima Taram Pipati Tura Tusuture Tadihanantike Jam Pashyatasivi Haiva Nihitam Kuhayama Na Chakushushu Kuruhyate Na Pipachang Na Niel Devai Sitapasan Kalmano Pan Kinyana Prasadena Vishuddhata Vishuddhasat Vishuddhasat Sita Tasatu Vishuddhasat. So this is another thinking that's erroneous thinking process of mine, which doesn't have a proper brain pathway to help me solve particular types of, life's problems. That's why I read Sanskrit. It's the remedies, things like this. So you have better ways of thinking when you're going through crap, stepping on dog crap. Jinyana prasadena Vishuddha satata vasatatasatu tam pashyate nishikalam Thyayamanaha Esho Nurang Taman Jatasan Pedita Vio Yasaminan Pranoha Panchatan Sambibesha Prano Ishichitatam Saivamotam Prajanam Tasaminan Vishuddhite Pipavatyesha Atman Yam Lokam Manasa Sambipati Vishuddha Satitavaha Kamayate Yashijam Kamana Tam Lokam Jayate Tam Shijam Kamam Siddhasamada Tamajinyam Hyalchayat Putikamaha Se Vedaitat Paramam Brahma Tama Yatra Vishivam Nihitam Pati Shupram Upasate Purusham Ye Hyakama Sete Shukrametadati Valtananti Shukrametadati Valtananti Tiraha Kamana yaha kamayate manyamanaha sa kama piljayate tatra tatra Parya buddha kamasya kurutata manasutu ihaiva sarve parapili yananti kamaha na yamatma pravachanena lapio na metaya na bahuna shurutena yamme vaisha purunote tena lapyasu tasyaishu atma vivurunote tanum savam na yamatma palahi nana lapio na cha paramada tatapaso papyangang papyalingang gat etairupa yairiatate yasutu vidavam setatai vidavam setaishi tasyaishu vidavam setasyeshu atma pishate brahmatama samparapyai namurushoyo jinyano drupataha krutatmano vitaragaha prashanantaha te sarvagam sarvataha prapyatiran yukatatmanaha sarvameva vishananti Vedananta Vijnana Sui Sunishitartartaha Vedananta Vijnana Sunishitar Vedananta Vijnana Sunishitartaha Samnya Sayogad Yatayaha Shuddhasatatavaha Te Brahma Lokeshu Paratata Paranantakale Paramurtaha Paramutyananti Saive Parimutyananti Saive I don't remember how I said it before. Kataha Kalaha Panchadasha Paratishatva Devashacha Saive Prati Devatasu Kalmanui Vijnana Mayashachang Atma Paravyaya Salva Eki Pavananti Yatong Nadiyaha Syanandamanaha Samudrasadam Kachachananti Namarupe Vihaya Tata Viduvana Namarupa Vimukutaha Parata Param Purushamu Paiti Divyam Sa yo ha pai tataparamam brahma veda brahmaiva bhavati nasya brahma vit kule bhavati tarati shokam tarati papamanam kuha garanantipyo vimukuto muruto bhavati tadetadruja pyukatama Kuriyam Vanantaha Shrotriyam Brahmanishatuha Savayam Juhuvatam. So this spelling is modern way of the middle character there. It's angering me. Anger rising. Juhuvatam or Juhutam. It's gotta be Juhuvata. Okay. I'll say the entire verse thanks to that. And I'm doing this out of respect, not for efficacy. Maybe I am, it's for efficacy too then. Okay. Kriya Vanantaha Shrotriyam Brahmanishutuha Savayam Juhuvata Ekaishwim Shiradatayanantaha Desha Mepaitam Brahma Vidyam Padeta Shirobaratam Vitivada Yaisetu Jil Namu Tadeta Satya Murushi Langangiraha Tatetatasatia murushui langangiran purovanga naitadachi navrato tite namaha paramarashui pyo manaha namaha namaha paramarashui pyo namaha paramarashui pyaha. That's it. Yay. That ends the reading of Sanskrit, reciting Sanskrit for the day. I'm just gonna read the translation and call it a day for Sanskrit studies. After this, I'm gonna chant until I feel that it's not appropriate to chant. I'm gonna chant really fast. I'm gonna chant as quickly as I can. That's my goal now. Forget accuracy anymore. I'm just gonna chant as quickly as possible. If one is wondering why have you changed? Because my chanting is almost perfect. That's why. I wasn't gonna brag about myself, but myself insisted that I should brag. So how satanic is that? I don't know. I'm wearing a star of this is the Star of David. Sat Satan showing his reverse pentagram star. Ha 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 ha. Right. I'm gonna need some juice in order for me to finish this reading the English translation. I do want to read it. It's not that I don't want to read it. I do want to read the English translation so I get the meaning of it too. The only thing this soul knows what to do, in relation to Sanskrit, is this soul can recite Sanskrit in the original Aryan pronunciation to at least 80% accuracy or more. Maybe 90% or more, which should scare holy people. And if holy people are scared, then what of the wicked? And that's my point. So let me take some juice, and then I'll read the translation and finish it. It'll take me probably like 20 minutes to read the entire translation. It's a long book. That's in English, it's Mundaka Upanishad. In Sanskrit, it's Munundaka Upanishad. So let me take my juice. I'll be right back. 2 minutes. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I have Tana. Where's my banner? There you go. Mic check. Right, since I'm only working with one monitor, I have to do this every night. It's good for me. It's good practice to see that I had one stream where like 4 hours of the segment was blocked out with like some weird noise or etc. I don't want that happening. So this is really good exercise for me. So every like 24 minutes or so, I'll check. Right, sound's working. Visual good. Comments, good. Excellent. Comments are the best things I have on my stream right now. And that's it. And there aren't that many comments, but the ones that I have, they're not humans. They're a little higher than humans. If you're a human being, you wouldn't know. This would appear if if a regular average human being encountered me in YouTube, you know, a strange new video popped up and he had no choice but to click it by accident, by fate he clicked it with his elbow. And elbows don't usually trigger, this thing, but it was fate, so it did. And the video came and Sanskrit came out of his iPhone and destroyed his entire planet. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, that was really good stuff. I am not responsible for anybody's destruction. I mean, if it's my Sanskrit causing it, and that person must not be a good person if Sanskrit is destroying his property. I mean, let's put it this way. If you're a good soul listening to me reciting Sanskrit, the best thing that'll happen to you is being blessed eternally. Like you'll be like a trillionaire forever and ever. Something like that. I mean, I'm exaggerating, of course, but that's like where you're trying to get at. And if you're a bad person listening to this, think of the exact opposite of what I just said. I'll just put it there and I don't have to deal with anything else. Think of the exact opposite of being a trillionaire for eternity. If you're not a good person. I need to switch so I'm using my Joule again. Good thing about Joule, using Joule over other, I'm not advertising Joule. If Joule wants to sponsor me, I could kiss their feet. That's as low as I go, but that's my, and what I would do in response. I will kiss their feet. I would kiss the feet of Joule, the company, if they ever sponsor me. But yeah, as far as so the good thing about Joule is it doesn't get you addicted as much as all the other products. I don't know if all the other products are adding stuff in there or not. I have no idea, and I'm not gonna be controversial about it because I love YouTube and I want to jive with YouTube. If they have guidelines, I want to follow them. That's just me. Like this doesn't apply to anybody else, and this is probably because I worked for major companies like NBC, ABC, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and it's like I have some form of respect for them. So I want to abide by their rules and still communicate while still communicating. So I'm gonna say, I forgot what I was talking about. But, oh yeah, Juul. So I don't know if any other e-cigarette companies are putting stuff in their stuff, but when I use Juul, nicotine vape, it doesn't get me hooked. Actually, it makes me want to be like, okay, so how long do I have to use this until I'm permanently off this stuff? That kind of thing. Which is great if you think about it. If you're open-minded and are listening to me, this is great stuff. It's like no frills nicotine. There's no added stuff in it. Oh, it's just a flavor. I don't know if it's a flavor. I know this is regular tobacco. I know they also have mint, and it was outlawed in New York City. Yeah, they outlaw like flavored cigarettes. I don't know if they still do it, flavored e-cigarettes. So you can't have mango for your nicotine. But yeah, let me switch this. So yeah, once again, I'm not advertising Jewel, but it has. I dare say that they care about people more than all the other companies, or they care about people more than a lot of the other companies. Not all of them. I don't want to go extremes. You only go extremes when out of sheer desperation. No, no, you don't. Even out of desperation, you don't. You only go extremes when you're trying to produce children. Okay, I've said TMI. Mundaka Upanishad, Chapter 1, Section 1. Brahma, first of the gods, was born, the creator of all, the world's protector. He to Ataivan, his eldest son, declared the God knowledge, in which all sciences have their foundation. The God knowledge by Brahma declared to Ataivan. Ataivan of old declared to Agni. He to Satyavaha, the Parattvaraja, told it. The Parattvaraja to Angiras, both the higher and the lower knowledge. Shaunaka, the great house lord, came to Angiras in the due way of the disciple and asked of him, Lord, by knowing what does all this that is become known? To him thus spoke Angiras, twofold is the knowledge that must be known, of which the knowers of the Brahman tell, the higher and the lower knowledge. Of which the lower, the Rigveda and the Yajurveda and the Samaveda and the Atharvaveda, chanting, ritual, grammar, etymological interpretation, and prosody and astronomy, and then the higher by which is known the immutable, that the invisible, that the unseizable, without connections, without hue, without eye or ear, that which is without hands or feet, eternal, pervading, which is in all things, and impalpable, that which is imperishable, that which is the womb of creatures, sages behold everywhere. As a spider puts out and gathers in, as herbs spring up upon the earth, as hair of head and body grow from a living man, so here all is born from the immutable. Brahman grows by his energy at work, and then from him is matter born, and out of matter life, and mind and truth and the world, and in works immortality. He who is the omniscient, the all-wise, he whose energy is all made of knowledge, from him is born this that is Brahman here, this name and form and matter. Chapter 1, Section 2. This that the truth of things, works which the sages beheld in the Manutras were in the Treta manifoldly extended. Works do ye perform religiously with one passion for the truth. This is your road to the heaven of good deeds. When the fire of the sacrifice is rekindled, and the flame sways and quivers, then between the double pourings of butter cast therein with faith thy offerings. For he whose altar fires are empty of the new moon offering, and the full moon offering, and the offering of the rains, and the offering of the first fruits, or unfed, or fed without right ritual, or without guests, or without the dues to the Vishvadevas, destroys his hope of all the seven worlds. Kali the black, Karali the terrible, Manujava, Dot swift, Slohita, blood red, Sutumurabanu. I'm not gonna say it again, sorry. Smoke pooling Ungini, scattering sparks, Vishwaraji, the all beautiful, these are the seven swing tongues of the fire. He who in these, when they are blazing bright, performs the rites in their due season, him his fires of sacrifice taken they lead him, these rays of the sun, there where the overlord of the gods is the inhabitant on high. Come with us, they cry to him, these luminous fires of sacrifice, and they bear him by the rays of the sun, speaking to him pleasant words of sweetness, doing him homage. This is your holy world of Brahman, and the heaven of your righteousness. But frail are the ships of sacrifice, frail these forms of sacrifice, all the 18 of them, in which are declared the lower works. Fools are they who hail them as the highest good, and they come yet again to this world of age and death. They who dwell shut within the ignorance, and they hold themselves for learned men, thinking, we are the wise and the sages. Fools are they, and they wander around beaten and stumbling like blind men led by the blind. They dwell in many bonds of the ignorance, children thinking, we have achieved our aim of paradise. For when the men of works are held by their affections, and arrive not at the knowledge, then they are overtaken by anguish, then their paradise wastes by enjoying, and they fall from their heavens. Minds bewildered who hold the oblation offered, and the well dug for the greatest righteousness, and know not any other highest good. On the back of heaven they enjoy the world won by their righteousness, and enter again this or even a lower world. But they who in the forest follow after faith and self-discipline, calm and full of knowledge, living upon alms, cast from them the dust of their passions, and through the gate of the sun they pass on there, where is the immortal, the spirit, the self undecaying and imperishable. The seeker of the Brahman, having put to the test the worlds piled up by works, arrives at world distaste, for not by work done is reached he who is uncreated. For the knowledge of that let him approach, fuel in hand, a guru, one who is learned in the Veda and is devoted to contemplation of the Brahman. To him, because he has taken entire refuge with him, with a heart tranquilized and a spirit at peace, that man of knowledge declares in its principles the science of the Brahman, by which one comes to know the immutable spirit, the true and real. Chapter 2, Section 1. This is not the truth of things. As from one high kindled fire, thousands of different sparks are born, and all have the same form of fire. So, O fair son, from the immutable manifold becomings are born, and even into that they depart. He, the divine, the formless spirit, even he is the outward and the inward, and he, the unborn. He is beyond life, beyond mind, luminous, supreme beyond the immutable. Life and mind and the senses are born from him, and the sky and the wind and light and the waters and earth upholding all that is. Fire is the head of him, and his eyes are the sun and moon, the quarters his organs of hearing, and the revealed Vedas are his voice. Air is his breath, the universe is his heart, earth lies at his feet. He is the inner self in all beings. From him is fire, of which the sun is the fuel, then rain from the Soma, herbs upon the earth, and the male casts his seed into woman. Thus are these many peoples born from the spirit. From him are the hymns of the Rig Veda, the Sama, and the Yajur, initiation and all sacrifices and works of sacrifice, and dues given the year, and the giver of the sacrifice, and the worlds on which the moon shines and the sun. So my injury is acting. And from him have issued many gods and demigods and men and beasts and birds, the main breath and downward breath, and rice and barley and ascesis and faith and truth, and chastity and rule of right practice. Right practice, sorry. The seven breaths are born from him, and the seven lights and kinds of fuel, and the seven oblations, and these seven worlds in which move the light breaths set within with the secret heart for their dwelling place, 7 and 7. From him are the oceans and all these mountains, and from him flow rivers of all forms, and from him are all plants and sensible delight which makes the soul to abide with the material elements. The spirit is all this universe, his works and ascesis, and the Brahman, supreme and immortal. O fair son, he who knows this hidden in the secret heart scatters even here in this world the knot of the ignorance. Chapter 2, Section 2. Manifested, it is here set close within, moving in the secret heart. This is the mighty foundation, and into it is consigned all that moves and breathes and sees. That is that great foundation here, know as the is and is not, the supremely desirable, greatest, and the most high, beyond the knowledge of creatures. That which is luminous, that which is smaller than the atoms, that in which are set the worlds and their peoples, that is this, it is Brahman, immutable. Life is that, it is speech and mind. That is this, the true and real. It is that which is immortal. It is into that thou must pierce, O fair son, into that penetrate. Take up the bow of the Upanishad, that mighty weapon, set to it an arrow sharpened by adoration, draw the bow with the heart wholly devoted to the contemplation of that, And, O fair son, penetrate into that as thy target, even into the immutable. Is the bow, and the soul is the arrow, and that even the Brahman is spoken of as the target. That must be pierced with an unfaltering aim. One must be absorbed into that as an arrow is lost in its target. He in whom are imwoven heaven and earth, and the mind region, and mind with all the life currents, him know to be the one self. Other words put away from you. This is the bridge to immortality. Where the nerves are brought close together, like the spokes in the nave of a chariot wheel, this is he that moves within. There is he manifoldly born. Meditate on the self as and happy be your passage to the other shore beyond the darkness. The omniscient, the all-wise, whose is this might and majesty upon the earth, is this self enthroned in the divine city of the Brahman, in this ethereal heaven. A mental being, leader of the life and the body, has set a heart in matter. In matter he has taken his firm foundation. By its knowing, the wise see everywhere around them that which shines in its effulgence, a shape of bliss and immortal. The knot of the heartstrings is rent, cut away are all doubts, and a man's works are spent and perish, when he seen that which is at once the being below and the supreme. In a supreme golden sheath the Brahman lies, stainless, without parts. A splendor is that, it is the light of lights. It is that which the self-knowers know. There the sun shines not, and the moon has no splendor, and the stars are blind. There these lightnings flash not. How then shall burn this earthly fire? All that shines is but the shadow of his shining. All this universe is effulgent with his light. All this is Brahman, immortal, naught else. Brahman is in front of us, Brahman behind us, and to the south of us, and to the north of us, and below us, and above us. It stretches everywhere. All this is Brahman alone, all this magnificent universe. Chapter 3, Section 1. Two birds beautiful of wings, close companions, cling to one common tree. Of the two, one eats the sweet fruit of the tree, the other eats not, but watches his fellow. The soul is the bird that sits immersed on the one common tree, but because he is not lured, he is bewildered and has sorrow. But when he sees that other who is the Lord and beloved, he knows that all is his greatness, and his sorrow passes away from him. When a seer, he sees the golden hued, the marker, the Lord, the Spirit who is the source of Brahman. Then he becomes the knower and shakes from his wings sin and virtue. Pure of all stain, he reaches the supreme identity. This is the life in things that shines manifested by all these beings. A man of knowledge coming wholly to know this, draws back from creeds and too much disputings. In the self his delight, at play in the self, doing works the best is he among the knowers of the eternal. The self can always be won by truth, by self-discipline, by integral knowledge, by a life of purity. This self that is in the inner body, radiant, made of all light, whom by the perishing of their blemishes the doors of ascesis behold. It is truth that conquers and not falsehood. By truth was stretched out the path of the journey of the gods, by which the sages winning their desire ascend there, where truth has its supreme abode. Vast is that divine, its form unthinkable. It shines out subtler than the subtle, very far and farther than farness. It is here close to us for those who have vision. It is even here in this world. It is here, hidden in the secret heart. Eye cannot see, speech cannot grasp him, nor these other godheads. Not by austerity can he be held, nor by works. Only when the inner being is purified by a glad serenity of knowledge, then indeed meditating, one beholds the spirit indivisible. The self is subtle and has to be known by a thought mind, into which the life force has made its fivefold entry. All the conscious heart of creatures is shot through and imwoven with the currents of the life force, and only when it is purified can this self manifest its power. Whatever world the man whose inner being is purified sheds the light of his mind upon, and whatsoever desires he cherishes, that world he takes by conquest, and those desires. Then let whosoever seeks for success and well-being approach with homage a self-knower. Chapter 3, Section 2. He knows the Supreme Brahman as the highest abiding place in which shines out inside the radiant world. The ones who are without desire and worship the spirit pass beyond the sperm. He who cherishes desires and his mind dwells with his longings is by his desires born again wherever they lead him. But the man who has won all his desire and has found his soul, for him even here in this world vanish away all desires. The self is not won by exegesis, nor by brain power, nor by much learning of scripture. Only by him whom it chooses can it be won. To him the self unveils its own body. That's really interesting. This is Upanishads. The self cannot be won by any who is without strength, nor with error in the seeking, nor by an ascesis without the true mark. But when a man of knowledge strives by these means, his self enters into Brahman, his abiding place. Attaining to him, seers glad with fullness of knowledge, perfected in the self, all passions cast from them, tranquilized. These, the wise, come to the all-pervading from every side, and, uniting themselves with him, enter early the all. Doers of ascesis who have made sure of the aim of the whole knowledge of Vedanta, the inner being purified by the yoga of renunciation, while in the hour of their last stand passing beyond death, are released into the worlds of the Brahman. The 15 parts return into their foundations, and all the gods pass into their proper godheads, works, and the self of knowledge, all become one in the supreme and imperishable. As rivers in their flowing reach their home in the ocean, and cast off their names and forms, even so one who knows is delivered from name and form, and reaches the supreme beyond the Most High, even the divine person. He verily who knows that supreme Brahman becomes himself Brahman. In his lineage none is born who knows not the Brahman. He crosses beyond sorrow, he crosses beyond sin. He is delivered from the knotted cord of the sacred heart and becomes immortal. This is that declared by the Rig Veda. Doers of works versed in the Veda, men absorbed in the Brahman, who putting their faith in the soul seer, offer themselves to him sacrifice. To them one should speak this Brahman knowledge, men by whom the vow of the head has been done according to the rite. This is that the truth of things, which the seer Angira spoke of old. This none learns who has not performed the vow of the head. Salutation to the seers supreme. Salutation to the seers supreme. That's it. Wow. Yeah, I got beat up by Sanskrit again. What's gonna happen? This is so much. What's gonna happen when I'm reading it 14 hours a day for 7 days straight? That would be the only thing that I do. I wouldn't even be able to use the restroom. Like, forget number 1 now, you know. I have to do this in 7 days, and if I'm wasting my time by 2 minutes, that's like 3 shlokas. Like 5 shlokas if I'm really fast. Okay, so let me mark myself. The next one is... See, I don't... These comments are nice. They're not for me. Who are these comments for? I'm getting jealous. Sorry. Don't pay attention to me. Don't make comments. They only lessen the value. Okay, so the next one is Purushana Upanishad. And I'm gonna be nice to myself in the future by actually wikiing it and copying out the name already. I'll just type it. It's really interesting. Purushano. Parashano, Parashano Panishad, Nishad, Parashano Panishad, Parashano Panishad. So this is how I change my title. And now this one, I'm using IAST. It stands for the International Alphabet of Sanskrit Transliteration. It's yeah, it's transliteration. That's what it is. So it says Parashanopanishad. Page 185. So I've gone for 3 hours. Yeah, that's enough. I'm done, man. Now somebody would need to pay me to do more because it's like labor, intellectual labor. $185. Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, I'm gonna chant until it seems like it's not appropriate to chant out loud. I'm not really loud any. This is the volume that I would use. Maybe even lower if I'm conscious of my volume too. So I'm gonna chant for hopefully like just 2 hours, and then I'll do yoga. Maybe I'll eat something around there. I'll do yoga and the ASMR. So 4 things are needed, and then once I get everything situated and I have a little more time, then I'll read the Bible. The Bible is important too, and I'm gonna like try to kick my own ass to read the Torah on Saturdays. Like I have to read the Torah. So it doesn't feel good if I don't read it. That's why I'm reading it. It's like not saying hi to your friends. My friends are books. What proof have the books? What do you mean proof? What do you need proofs in friends for? Are they true? Yes, the books are true. They're better than humans. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go now. I will chant within the next 15 minutes because I want to be respectful to people around here, and I will use my volume. If there's a volume level from 0 to 10, I will use my volume at. I'll probably use 3. I'll try for 2 out of 10. Thank you. Namaste. So yeah, see you in 15 minutes or shorter. I need to really kick my own ass. I like kicking my own ass to freedom. What's Satan doing now, says God? He's kicking his own ass to freedom. Liberation. Okay, here you go. Namaste. Have a good day.